You know, what's the most powerful tool you use every single day? It's probably not what you think. It's not your phone, not your laptop. It's language. But I'm talking about a kind of hidden social code we use to, well, get things done. And we often don't even realize we're doing it. So let's crack that code together. I mean, just stop and think about it for a second. How many times have you done this already today? Hey, pass the salt. Did you remember to lock the door? Can you send me that file when you get a chance? See? Every single one of those isn't just a statement. It's an action. We're constantly using our words to direct, to ask, and to permit things all day long. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to break down these super common everyday interactions. We'll get a look at the fundamental building blocks of language that let us not just talk about the world, but actually act in it. Okay, let's start with the most basic tool in our social toolkit, right? The direct instruction. This is the simplest, most straightforward way we get things done, just by telling someone exactly what we need them to do. And here is a perfect, simple example of that. Robbie, take me the bucket. It's direct, it's totally clear, and it has one specific goal. Leah wants the bucket, and she uses a command to make that happen. This is really the foundation of how we get stuff done together. And what's interesting is the simple pattern you see here. Whether it's a really polite, open the door please, or a much more forceful, tidy your room now, the basic structure is exactly the same. A direct command that expects a direct response. And of course, those responses can be anything from a simple okay to a clear no thanks. And what's really fascinating is how these fundamental ideas translate across different cultures. The source material for this explainer actually comes from Indonesia, where bucket is ember and tidy is merapikan. The words are different, sure, but the social function of that command, it stays exactly the same. So, the flip side of telling people what to do is, you guessed it, telling them what not to do. This is how we use our words to set rules and to establish boundaries. You know, when a father tells his daughter, you mustn't be lazy, it's way more than just a command. He's actually setting a standard, he's teaching a value. Prohibitions just like this are these incredibly powerful tools for shaping behavior. And the language for this is also super clear. The two heavy hitters here are don't and you mustn't. They are just these unambiguous signals to stop or to avoid doing something. Don't be lazy. You mustn't go away. Simple, direct, and really effective. But of course, life isn't all commands and prohibitions, right? A lot of the time, we need a little more nuance, a little more politeness. And this brings us to the art of asking. And as we're about to see, there are two very, very different ways we ask for things. And this just nails the core difference. On one hand, you ask someone else to do something for you. Basically, you're asking for help. But on the other hand, you ask for permission to do an action yourself. You're asking for freedom. It all comes down to one thing. Who's doing the action? Okay, let's look at the first type, asking for help. Arya, can you help me lift the sofa? The speaker here, Fadl, he either can't or just doesn't want to do it alone. The action has to be done by Arya. The phrases we use for this are a lot more polite and indirect. Things like, can you? Could you? Would you mind? They're kind of like softened commands, right? They're framed as questions to give the other person a choice, even if we're really, really hoping they'll say yes. All right, now let's pivot to that other side, asking for the freedom to act yourself. In this case, Booty wants to go camping. He's the one who's going to do the action, but he needs his mother's approval before he can go ahead. And notice how the language totally shifts when we're asking for permission. We use phrases like, may I, can I, or is it okay if I? Here, we're not asking for help, we're checking boundaries and we're seeking approval. And the responses are just as important, ranging from a clear yes, you can, all the way to a firm, you are not allowed. Okay, so we've looked at all the individual pieces. Now let's put it all together and assemble the complete communication toolkit that we use every single day to navigate our social world. So it really all boils down to these four fundamental modes. You've got instruction, to command an action, prohibition, to forbid one, a request when you need someone else to do something, and permission when you need the freedom to act yourself. These four pillars are quietly supporting almost all of our social cooperation. And mastering this toolkit really, really matters. I mean, as Mark Twain so brilliantly put it, choosing the right word is everything. Just think about it. Asking, can you do this, instead of commanding, do this, that can be the difference between cooperation and conflict. So every time you give an instruction, or make a request, or even set a boundary, you're using a tool to get things done and to build relationships. Knowing the difference isn't just about being polite, it's about being effective. So I'll leave you with this. The next time you ask for something, stop and think. Are you asking for help, or are you asking for freedom? Because the answer changes everything.